Today on Animal Zone, we're in Hope Ranch, California, at a beautiful ranch with a wonderful horse named Sunny, and of course Laura Stinchfield, the pet psychic, and Chris, the owner. And Chris, thank you for having us here today.
Yeah,
of course, my pleasure.
Tell me about Sunny. How long have you had Sunny?
I have had Sunny for about 2 years. I got him as a started colt and have finished him to my Santa Barbara Rain cow horse discipline. And with Sunny, he's a stallion, so that brings on its own challenges. And anyway, he's just a joy.
And he's a quarter horse, right?
He is an American quarter horse.
And I mean, as an animal, he's so sweet. He's so loving.
He is.
Laura, you had a great analogy. He's like
a Labrador.
And he likes that too. And do you ride Sunny regularly?
Yeah, Sunny gets ridden about 7 to 10 hours a week, and he's a beach horse. So Sunny's definitely got the beach thing going. He gets out about 35 miles a week on a loop that I call it my training loop. And that's right here in Hope Ranch, California.
And what about the ocean? Does he ever?
Sunny's a swimmer. He's
He isn't, really?
Sunny is a swimmer. Yep.
Sunny, that's so cool.
Sunny will forge a creek, or we don't really have rivers here. But
does he go in the ocean? Have you taken him in the ocean?
Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Does he surf? Like most good California boys.
You know, I would love to make that a goal, but I don't know that they make a board that big.
Wow. Well, Laura, why don't you tune in to see what Sunny's
Sunny,
got to
what do
say?
you want to say? What do you want to say about, what do you think of the water? That I want to know. He said when he first saw it that he's always loved it. He said that before he had horses that he knew that loved it too. He says that when he sees horses that are scared of it, he understands, because when it's the white water and then the white water disappears, it's really strange. That is strange. Like the waves, huh? What do you want to tell your dad? Is there anything you want to tell your person? You want to tell him that you really enjoy your rides? That's nice. What else? He says he really likes it when you're not on your phone and you concentrate on his foot movements. Do you know what he's talking about?
I do not, but okay. All right, Sunny.
I think he's like talking about if you're asking him to do something with his legs. You know, like you're asking him to... You don't know?
No.
What is that, buddy? Gets me to trot and then slow down. And I get to turn. He says I like to be worked while we're riding. He says if you chat too much, he gets distracted.
Oh yeah, so whenever we stop to greet a neighbor, Sunny sometimes does not like to stand still, and sometimes he gets a little bit of a street education with that. So maybe that's what we're talking about.
Maybe.
Yeah.
So you're supposed to stand still, though. I mean, you got to know that. What would help you stand still? You're doing good standing still here. Why can't you stand still when Dad meets a neighbor? You feel like it's not safe? What's not safe? What's not safe? The whole situation? Well, Dad is an experienced horse person and he knows when it's safe. All right? So when Dad needs you to stop, you need to chew, right? And lower your head and just relax and keep all he says if you make him back up, he doesn't always know where he's going. Well, then pay attention. Pay attention then. If I get good at it, how long do we have to stay for? However long Dad says. Like horses like you sometimes stay for hours. Dad's not gonna make you stay for hours, but sometimes you'll have to stay for, 15 minutes maybe. That shouldn't be a problem for you. He says, can I move around then and come back to the same spot? So you see that yawn that he did? That's him kind of like trying to deal with it. It's like him relaxing, trying to figure it out.
Well, he's a beautiful, beautiful horse. And Chris, thank you so much for having us
you're
over
welcome.
today to visit with Sunny and Laura. Always a great pleasure to hear your insights.
Watching. this episode of Animal Zone. It was a really fun one to film. Sunny was phenomenal. He was such a sweet, even-tempered stallion, which was super fun to work with. As some of you know, that these segments for Animal Zone are created for a bigger show. You could check them out on animalzone.org. They're really fun to watch and a lot about animal rescue. But the Pet Psychic segment is just a part of it. And so they're very short. Because we're filming throughout the whole entire day, we often don't have time to like dig deep into a lot of the issues or a lot of the things that come up. One of the things that I found really interesting about Sunny is how he started to get more anxious when we talked about him not being able to stand on the road. I don't know if y'all noticed that, but he started to get way more mouthy, kind of was moving around more. When I was talking to him about what he needed to do, he started to do his calming signals, which is like the yawning, but it was like stressing his jaw. You could see he was kind of stretching and really trying to stretch that jaw. Very stressed. Something probably happened to him on a road. That's why it was something, like why he felt like it was dangerous. Just from talking to him earlier and we hearing that he's really good going to the beach and in the water. So being on the road and having an issue is out of character for him, I would say. I thought it was also interesting in the very beginning how he told his person that he liked to have his feet be moving. He mentioned it while his person was on the phone. What might be happening is that when his person is coming back from a ride, he might be on his phone and maybe has to stop on the street or, I don't know where it is, but Sunny is anxious and so he's moving around. Now his person has never worked with a pet psychic before, so you could tell in the very beginning, I'd say maybe wasn't even really into it, or he didn't know what to expect. And when there is someone who doesn't know what to expect and they're on camera, it's an awkward situation, and they don't know how to kind of really think about what's going on. Chris did, as the time went on, sort of was thinking, oh, maybe it's this or maybe it's this, which sort of comes with time when you're working with someone like me. But it's possible that what Sunny is asking for is that when there's a situation like him not standing still on the road or a time where he's sort of anxious to get his feet moving, there's a philosophy in natural horsemanship that if you control the feet of a horse, that you control the horse. And oftentimes when an animal is anxious, putting them to work and getting to move their feet will make them feel like the handler is in control and has everything sort of taken care of. For lack of better wording, the alpha or the lead stallion, whatever it may be. So Sunny might have been asking at that time that when he's on the road, if his person asks him to move his feet a little bit more, it will help settle him. That's what my takeaway from that is. So something to think about. And also to think about if you're starting to talk to your animals and you're starting to see that when you're talking to them about something you need them to do or something that you're not happy with their behavior, and you see them sort of get more anxious, you could think that they're just not paying attention or they're fooling around. But oftentimes fooling around is just a side effect of being uncomfortable with what is being talked about. And so to make note of that too, because it is us as handlers, it is us to figure out what our animals need in those situations and then either put them to work or ask them to do something, retreat a little bit and then come back, try and figure out what our animals need and work with them during those situations. Some people say to me, can't you just talk to an animal and their behavior change? Yes, many times you can talk to them and their behavior changes, which is so cool. But other times they need us to be there for them and to know how animals work, how they communicate with each other, how they feel secure in their environment, and then do that for them, help them do that for them. And in Sonny's case, it might be moving his feet and getting him to work a little bit while he's on the road, and then that could help him settle and then stand still. For a dog, it might be something else. It might be asking them to do a downstay, or putting them in a heel, or asking them to do a quiet, or even asking them to do a trick in a situation where they're nervous, which is something to think about. Thanks for tuning in, and always more to come. Remember, my website is thepetpsychic.com. You can have your own session with animals. And then also remember, I have books, Voices with Animals. You can read more stories about animals in this book and learn a little bit about how to communicate with animals. And Stormy's Words of Wisdom, which is my dog Stormy, where there's lots of quotes in here. Some people read them every day. I'll read one now. If you celebrate your dead friend's life, they will hear you, feel loved by you, and feel connected to you. That's him talking about when your animals pass away. And that's Stormy's Words of Wisdom. And then I have a meditation CD, which you can listen to just around the house. You don't have to be meditating to it, but it helps you navigate the death and dying process with your pets. And it helps you communicate with them once they've passed away. You can get that on my website as well, which is thepetpsychic.com. And all my books you can order for wherever books are sold, and you can get them on Amazon. All right, you guys, till next time, talk to the animals.
Every time I count my blessings, I count you first. Every time